What's good, everybody? It is Monday, February 28th, the final day of the month, and we have so much to get into. Welcome into your daily sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting. Now, a couple things I need to handle before I bring in the stars of the show. Before we look forward, we always must look back. And yesterday, my cappers had a fantastic day here on the show. Let's go ahead and pull that up, Jeweler. And the Maestro, M Squared, AB, all cash and tickets. And then on a day when our soccer guys had a rare little off day, at least on the side, they had a great day on Twitter, AB 3 hits for the third day in a row. The Gem, the Champions Tour Whisperer, we call him, the Jeweler, hits for the second week in a row. So I'm telling you, we're giving you all the sports, all the picks. Just stay with us. It's the grind. Now, I told you yesterday, Jeweler, if you could bring me back on camera, please. I told you yesterday that if we hit the AB3 to turn the mojo around, I was going to dig into my own wallet, $100, cold hard cash, if we hit it third day in a row. And we did. So at @the_face_of_USDA. You, sir, or you, ma'am, just won $100. I will DM you on social media from my account. And we'll get that squared away later this morning. Congratulations. And we'll be doing that more and more throughout the spring. Now, let's bring in the stars of the show. Because when you see what I have on deck today, let's go. Now, it's a Monday. It's a new week. It's a new attitude, and we're ready. And that's why my man, Chip Patterson, is back on the show today. Chip, good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm excited to get John on the show. I followed his expertise on SportsLine for a long time, and now he gets to be a part of the Early Edge. And so I'm fired up this morning.
Chip, why'd you ruin my whole intro for him? I mean, I had a whole big thing for him.
Because I'm so excited to be able to share this space. Again, a fan, a follower, now a colleague. It's just an entirely different game and a new era as we continue to spring this thing forward.
I love it. And we'll get to Johnny in a second. But first, live from Las Vegas. Oh, whenever small college conference tournament starts, this is our guy, Zack Attack. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Yep, the college basketball, this is that time of year everyone's been waiting for, especially myself. Everybody knows NFL, my favorite sport, college basketball, right there, neck and neck. So this is probably one of my favorite times of the year.
Many people would be surprised, Zach, that the NBA is our biggest season, is our biggest month or 2 months, bigger than the NFL, at least here on this show. Now, he is our OG. He is our rock. He's been here since day one. He is the Maestro. Good morning, Mr. Hartstein.
Good morning, Coach. You know, I saw Johnny Bollman's name on the show list, and I thought there must have been a breakthrough. So I assumed that we're playing baseball. Guys are getting ready for spring training. Let's do it.
No? Most guys, I've blocked on my phone now. Most guys, Coach, I want to be on the show. Coach, I'm red hot. Coach, can I do this? There's very few that I will take their call. But Johnny Bollman is one of those guys. And he reached out to me. He says, Coach, baseball's starting. Hockey's getting in full swing. I said, hey, I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's bring you on the show next Monday. He's going to be here a lot. Johnny Bollman, welcome officially to the Early Edge, sir.
Yeah, thank you for the introductions, Coach and Chip. Excited to make my debut on the Daily Show. So we'll get into some baseball. Not necessarily MLB baseball, but we'll get into some baseball and some hockey picks as well later.
Yeah, those MLB guys, they can go sit in the boardrooms. We'll talk college baseball if we have to. We don't care. We don't care what we bet on. All right, let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And where do we start? Well, I know where we're going to start. Zach, talk to me.
Yeah, as I said, it's that time of year. March Madness is upon us, literally in 16, 17 hours. The smaller conferences are going to begin. And this is the one time of year we preach money management. I throw it out the window this time of year. I'm going to be doing parlays. I'm going to be doing futures, straight bets, in-game action, everything. It starts now. And these smaller conferences I mentioned that are going to start: Atlantic Sun, the Horizon Conference Tournament, and the Ohio Valley. Just go over some of these odds on the Atlantic Sun right now. You've got Liberty atop the board for the conference tournament, Jacksonville State right behind them. Bellarmine, a 10-1. It goes a little bit further beyond there. Horizon is the tight bunch group. You've got Cleveland State plus 230 range, Wright State plus 290, Northern Kentucky, Purdue, Fort Wayne plus 500, even Oakland plus 650. So that's a great bunch right there if you want to get in on that one. And then Ohio Valley, of course, you're going to have Murray State minus 175, Belmont plus 240. It's usually one of those two teams.
Man, isn't it amazing how far sports betting has come that you can actually bet on futures in the NEC? I mean, come on. Let's go. All right. So we're all set and prepared, and we will have picks every single day on the show. And we're also thinking about some evening streams as well. But when you talk about conference tournaments, you talk about late season legs. Who's ready? Who's prepared? Who's in shape mentally and physically? Chip, you're up.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week of the regular season for a lot of the power conferences, and some of these squads just want to make it to the NCAA tournament. And you can tell in the way that we saw over this past weekend, all of the top 6 in the AP poll all went down. Now, some of them were underdogs, so I don't want to consider them all upsets, but what we saw from Gonzaga, what we saw from Arizona, what we saw even from some of these totals that ended up going under, I think that the coaches and the players are just trying to make it to the postseason. So as we look at this last week, I am putting motivation into my handicapping. I'm going to be looking at some underdogs, and I'm going to be looking at some unders, all thinking about those late season legs.
See, I love that. I don't know why more people don't use motivation as one of the parameters, I guess, when you're making a pick. Yeah, it's got to be a piece. It's got to be a piece. Now, speaking of a piece, college baseball has just been a small piece of the pie. But when the major leagues are not going to play, when the major leagues can't get out of their own way, when the major leagues just don't want us to care, we've got the college kids. Johnny Bollman, you're up, sir.
Yeah, so lockout obviously continues in baseball. Right now, they're worried about the salary cap, the soft salary cap that baseball uses. The players want it to go up as inflation increases. The owners want it to stay still. So that's kind of a contentious topic, and I don't see them coming to an agreement there anytime soon. Wow. But we do have college baseball. And so I want to inform you guys of the college baseball schedule and how to gamble on it. College baseball plays mainly Tuesday, Wednesday, and then series Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is why I won't have a pick today and probably don't have picks on Thursdays. And then the seasons usually go until May with the College World Series in June. So we'll be set for a while, depending on what MLB does. And in college baseball right now, we've got a true freshman, Tommy White, hitting 9 home runs in 8 games. We had an Ole Miss 310-pound defensive lineman hit a tank yesterday. And we have a Tennessee pitcher throwing 103.5 miles per hour. And
wow.
In order to watch these games, a lot of them are on ESPN Plus, and in order to find odds, a lot of it is on DraftKings. So
okay. And they can follow you on Twitter at Johnny Bollman 11. And I follow you, and every time you need to tell me something, I go to Twitter and it's right there. So just follow him. He'll have it all taken care of. Don't even worry about it.
Likewise,
by the way,
you too, Coach.
Thank you very much. By the way, this is a true story. So last night, I think I told you guys before the show, I took my son out for night golfing. It was amazing. But there was a group ahead of us, and we got stuck on one tee box. And he started asking me. He recognized me, and I said, "What do you do?" He goes, "Oh, I play professional baseball. I'm leaving for the minor leagues on Monday." And I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, we're playing no matter what. He goes, "I don't want the major leagues to come back because then we get the focus, and then they could call us up at the end of the season." I was like, that's very, very interesting. True story. All my kids. Group ahead of us last night.
Yeah.
True story. All right.
For people that don't know, the minor leagues aren't locked out. But
there you
yes,
go. See, I'm adding to your storyline. Thank
perfect.
you. I'm glad I was right. I'm glad that guy wasn't pulling my leg. All right. We understand that as we build a brand and we get bigger and bigger and bigger, there are holes in our game. We admit that. But we believe that we filled one of those holes yesterday, but without a lot of fanfare. Maestro, what do you got?
Yeah, I made a huge gaffe yesterday in not promoting the debut of our new women's college basketball experts. And I hope some subscribers found the article on SportsLine because they had Iowa -2.5 over Michigan. The final was 104-80. So a great start for our 2 new experts. Quick word about them. Aaron Barzilai, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He was the director of basketball analytics for the 76ers. He has spoken at the Sloan Conference on analytics. He started a website called Her Hoop Stats. I urge you to check it out. They do a great job. And his lead betting writer is his partner in making these picks. Their record is 439 and 316, I believe, for the whole season. It's in the article. We are going to drop the play today for Baylor, Iowa State. This is a game on ESPN2 at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Big 12 title. The odds come out a little bit later. The article will be published, and SportsLine will tweet it out from the account, but you can also just find it under analysis and college basketball, but we will tweet it out from the SportsLine account.
I love it, and I'm here for it. I tell you what, I saw the highlights. My man Kevin Connors on SportsCenter yesterday at one of the games. They've got a guard for Iowa that literally can shoot from 80 feet. Like, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But she has unlimited range. I can't remember what her name is, but
Caitlin Clark.
Thank you, Chip.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark. She had 38 yesterday. 38 against number 6 Michigan. Yes, Maestro.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw in one thing. So we will be doing the big standalone games like tonight, Baylor, Iowa State, but going forward, they will have 3 best bets per day throughout the tournament.
I say it all the time. There is no better value than SportsLine. I'll wait all day, and I'll still be waiting. I don't know what anybody else wants. They want 100% winners. That's what they want. That's what they want. Well, they can keep waiting too, because it never happens to anybody. All right, let's get into our board. Tremendous storylines from all 4 of you, so thank you. But people tune into this show for the information like we just gave them. Can I get my finger onto the camera? There you go. But also the entertainment, and that is sweating the picks. So we got 2 plays from SportsLine. All right? 2 plays from SportsLine. We're going to go to the pitch. And this is not from Buckets. This is not from the Guru. This is from Brandon Sutton. And he says that Atalanta and Sampdoria under 2.5 goals. So you know what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. Even though it's on Paramount Plus, Synergy, 2:45 Eastern. I will not be watching, but you can. Under 2.5 goals. You know I don't watch unders. That's my brand. That's what I do. Our second play, we're going to go to the NBA. And a team that's been playing very good lately is the Indiana Pacers. All right? They're at Orlando. The money line, I couldn't believe it when I saw this, -105. Orlando's just not very good. They have good days, but they're not very good. The Pacers are motivated. The Pacers are ready. And you're going to give me -105. We'll take them hitting in 60% of our SportsLine simulations. So we'll take those 2 plays. Now let's get to my cappers for the day. Now, I'm going to start in college hoops. So, Zack Attack, you know how much I value the first spot on the show, and I don't want to burden Johnny Bollman with it, okay? So, Zack, you are up first. What do you got for us today?
You're throwing me off a little bit today, Coach. Switch up with the storyline.
Yes, sir.
Intro number 2. First for the picks. Here we go, though. Fordham -2. We're going back to our favorite gym in the Bronx. Fordham -2 against UMass in the Atlantic 10. And here, this is an interesting one here. When you think of Fordham, you do not think of ATS streaks. But get this here, Coach. In the month of February, they are 4-0 at home ATS. 3 of them, they won outright as underdogs against George Mason in Rhode Island. And they beat LaSalle as a favorite. And then they lost against VCU, but still covered as an underdog. So doing phenomenal at home. This is a home game for them. -2. They usually don't see them as a favorite. But when you see UMass, you think of great offense, but really, really bad defense. They rank 333rd in the country, give up 78 points per game out of 350 teams. So they're going to struggle defensively here. And then I always like to look ahead, especially this time of year, Coach. In 48 hours, these 2 will play again at UMass, and that's going to be senior day for UMass. So I think they're going to have a little bit of a letdown spot here. In Fordham, they will go 5-0 as they end the month of February with another cover.
Cash in those tickets on a team that plays in the worst gym in America. But Fordham, we love you. We love you. And by the way, those of you at home, do you notice how Zack just took it in stride? He didn't flip out. He didn't say, no, I'm not ready. Utilize that attitude at your job, whatever you're doing. Good attitudes, positivity. That's what we're all about. Now, in the chat, Nick Tesla says BetMGM has the Pacers at +100. So if you bet there, you get a better price. Thank you very much. Eric Hein says, just joined today. You guys rock. New day rock. No, sorry. Old WWE stuff. All right. Now, Zack Attack just gave us a great breakdown of college basketball. And as I look at my rundown and I say, who do we go to next? I just have this gut that I need to go to Chip right here, right now. So, Chip Patterson, you're up, sir.
My question for everyone is, who wants to sweat? Who wants to put some hair on your chest? Who wants to feel the burn of knowing that you're going to be jumping on the other side of 2 teams that just absolutely fill it up. I'm looking at that 7 p.m. tip-off between North Carolina and Syracuse. We're talking about two of the 40 best three-point shooting teams in America. Why in the world would I be taking under 156.5? Well, the things that are most important in this game are the same things that are important in real estate. Location, location, location. Because North Carolina overs when they're on the road are 10-3. What a great over team. But when they're playing in Chapel Hill in the Dean E. Smith Center on Roy Williams Court, those overs are actually 7-8-1. Syracuse overs when they're playing at home in the Carrier Dome, 10-5. They fill it up at home. But when the Orange hit the road, they are just 5-9 to the over. So the over trends for both these teams that we see are not in the situation that we have with Syracuse on the road and North Carolina at home. That is an edge. That is an opportunity. And with Duke on deck and with North Carolina fighting for its NCAA tournament life, they just need a win by 1 point. They're going to feed Armando Bacot inside and just dominate and maybe not move at the normal pace so they can be ready for the weekend. My second play, I'm going to be looking at a little bit of a letdown spot for the Baylor Bears. Yes, I took an L jumping on the other side of the Bears on the weekend, but I think that this is really as much about Texas as it is about Baylor, because Baylor has not covered in 4 of the last 5 road games. Baylor has not covered in 6 of the last 9 games overall. And I do think that after that emotional win coming back from a 13-point deficit, they could get tripped up a little bit. Now let's talk about another situational play, because this is going to be the last game in the Irwin Center. Been open for 45 years, a lot of great memories for Texas basketball. And when we try to put in the senior night factor, oh gosh, look at all these transfers Chris Beard brought in. They don't have any emotional tie to this. Well, you know who does? Andrew Jones, who's been a part of the program since 2016, took some time off to go through leukemia treatments, came back and continues to be a key guard for them. Courtney Ramey, 4-year starter, also at guard. The motivation for those two seniors playing their final game at home in the last night that building will have Texas men's basketball, incredible environment. I'll take Texas plus the 1.5. Showdown?
Oh, Chip. 2 things. I used to do shows at the Irwin Center also when I was in my WWE days, and could not believe that a school the size of Texas would have an arena like that. They need a new arena. But that's not what I'm upset about. You use words like emotional, situational, and I'm in a very emotional situation right now, because I watched Duke and Syracuse on Saturday. I watched them not be able to stop anybody. And I can remember when Roy Williams all those years ago says, "Coach, come play with my squad at Kansas. Play at 7 a.m. in the morning." He let me in. And one thing Roy Williams told me, he said, never bet against my squad scoring points in our home arena. So with that being said, Jeweler, if you don't mind. It's going to be a showdown. Oh, baby, but we have one thing left to do.
Okay.
Chip, do you accept the number is 156.5? I'll take the over if you want the under.
I accept.
Oh, my God.
Showdown.
Your inner Undertaker right there just came out. All right, we have an official showdown between me and Chip. 2 mega powers going at it. I love it. Let's go. 7 Eastern tonight. The sweat starts, and the sweat is real. And if it starts 2-2 at the first TV timeout, you will never hear from me again. That always happens, doesn't it, when you bet it over? Oh, slow start for both teams, the play-by-play guy says. And you're like, no! Why couldn't it be 13-12 at the first timeout? All right. Boy, that was fun. It's going to be a lot more fun when I see that Venmo come across my screen tonight as well. All right, Johnny, I apologize. You had to sit through all that. My apologies, okay? There are several people in the chat that are starving for hockey picks. So, Johnny, I know you've narrowed in on one particular game tonight. The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, tough act to follow, Coach, on my first daily show, but I'm going to try my best. There are only 3 games in NHL tonight, but I do like one play. I love the Devils' money line, -130 against the Canucks. And feel free to shop around lines here, because I've seen it all the way down to -115 on some books as well. The Canucks are playing the second game of a back-to-back tonight, and they're 2-5 straight up in the second game of a back-to-back. The Devils are playing much better of late, winning 3 of their last 6 games, but they've beaten good teams like the Penguins and Blues in those wins and lost to good teams like the Lightning and Penguins in those losses. Their third loss in that streak was against the Blackhawks, but that was on the back end of a back-to-back. The Canucks have been on a roll, winning 7 of their last 10 games after their win against the Rangers last night, but 2 of the 3 losses in that streak have been on the second game of a back-to-back. Backup goalie Yaroslav Halak should be starting after Thatcher Demko, their number 1 starter, started last night. And the Devils are pretty much healthy now in terms of skaters, getting players like Dougie Hamilton and Jesper Bratt back. So take the Devils at home.
Educate, entertain. I'm telling you right. You listen to that right there? That coin flip guy that I always bring up, he's so far gone right now. So far gone. Coin flip guy, we call him. He says this whole business is a coin flip. Yeah. Listen to Johnny Bollman tell me it's a coin flip. All right. Now, we've reached that time of the show that you all know I hold very near and dear to my heart. The anchor position on the show is not taken lightly. And whenever this man is on the show, it's his spot. Period. End of story. Maestro, I guarantee you. Well, the pick that you're making today, we've never had it on the show before. I think you're making history today. What do you got?
Yeah, we're back in a 4-21 team in the Fairleigh Dickinson Knights at home in the opening round, the 8-9 game of the NEC tournament. And you look at this FDU Central Connecticut State matchup. They played twice this season. They split, each winning on the home court. But the shot quality data says that the Knights actually should have won both games fairly easily. And here's what I like. They're playing their best basketball of the season. They beat Wagner, the number 2 team in the conference, on CBS Sports Network. That was their last home game. They had a great atmosphere at the Rothman Center. That's a capacity of about 1,800. It was full. It was a record-setting crowd. And I think because they had that great crowd and that great experience just a couple of games ago, I think those fans show up tonight and make it a good atmosphere. Their previous home game, they also beat Sacred Heart, which is ahead of them in the standings. And their final regular season game, they went to LIU, which is the number 3 team, and they had a very respectable 7-point loss. So this FDU team playing better basketball as of late. I will lay the 3.5 with the Knights.
Record-setting crowd, Fairleigh Dickinson. Probably 2 things that have never been said in the same sentence before, ever. But hey, facts are facts, right? Some really cool stuff going on in the chat right now. Max says, there's no heat in my office, so I came here to compensate. Hey, we don't always have to get along to have a great show, right? How about Jessica Bruce, new to the show? Good morning. Right back to you, young lady. Thanks for hanging out with us on this beautiful morning. And all of you that I don't have time to call out, thank you for being active. Because just like my man yesterday, winning $100, if you're active in the chat, sometimes it can reward you. We're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. By the way, Johnny Bollman, you are part of the longest show we've ever had in history. I don't know.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Like I said, I don't know. All right, here we go. Here is the recap, and it looks glorious, courtesy of the jeweler. So the Maestro is on Fairleigh Dickinson. Zack attacks on Fordham. Chip is on the under. I'm on the over. Showdown at time. And Texas plus 1.5. Johnny Bollman is on the Devils' money line. Only 3 games on the NHL docket tonight. They continue to make a lot of sense. On off nights, on other leagues, you'd think they have a full deck. They do not, hardly ever. Then from SportsLine, we're going to go Atalanta, Sampdoria under 2.5. And also we're going to go Pacers on the money line at minus 105. And then the gym. Oh, jeweler at AB. They've been hitting this lately. Atalanta, Sampdoria under 2.5. And then the Leafs Caps over 6. You put those 2 things together, it comes back at plus 294. All right. What a fun show today, wasn't it? We're evolving, changing, new people, loving it. A lot of good, positive energy as we head into an historically busy month in the month of March. But we're here. We're ready for it. My guys, my girls, they're all set, ready to go. But right here, right now, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Johnny Bollman, Zack Attack, Chip Patterson, of course, the Maestro, and the jeweler who brings it all together here at the brand is our executive producer. I am the coach. Tell your friends. You want to have a good time. You want to learn. You want to be entertained. You want to cash tickets. Come right here every single day. We call it the Early Edge. Good luck.